many hearts have you broken with those great big beautiful eyes? Those great big beautiful eyes that tell such beautiful lies.
How many times have you kissed somebody like you kissed me then? I don't.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all ships at sea. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an important message from the Prepared Mind Network.
Fake carrots. Fake fruit. Fake. Fake. Fake grapefruits. Fake. Liar. You liar.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. If you're not here, you're nowhere up here. I tell you what, it is Thursday, folks, and it's a well, what the hell is going on? Get your questions down below because I'm going to do my monologue followed by your questions at the inner circle. And folks, this is something we've been doing for years. Seems to have a lot of value. People seem to enjoy it. And I got to tell you, I really do enjoy it a lot. So let's do this. Let's have some fun with these ding-dongs. Now, they're having fun with themselves. Do you know who Bill Maher is? M-A-H-E-R. And he's got I think his show is on HBO, because everyone goes to HBO for their political commentary. My video isn't on. What is going on? Am I on now? How is that possible? Can you come on? Oh man, what do you mean my video isn't on? How is that even possible?
Well, I'm on, but I'm not seeing me either. All I see is the red thumbnail, the red shirt thumbnail.
Red shirt thumbnail.
That's what I'm seeing on YouTube as well.
Oh, that is weird.
There we go.
Come on, right?
Damn. Everybody now knows that we call each other every morning and wear matching color shirts.
That was weird because typically if I have the screen on, it does this. And now the screen is covered. I was sitting here, I could see me on the camera, I could see you, I could see.
Yeah, but the big picture on top was just showing that thumbnail.
Let's hear it for technology. All right.
All right, you're all good now. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Okay, here we are, and we're back. Everything looks good on my end. Once again, let's hear it for technology. So, folks, Bill Maher of HBO fame, he's a socialist Democrat, and I think he proudly admits it. But he says, this is what he says, and he's been a critic of Biden, a critic of Hunter, a critic of the administration. That doesn't make him a good person. He's still a stinking socialist. But he says Democrats are full of shit. That's a quote, full of shit when it comes to illegal immigrants. They're full of shit on everything. I don't know why Bill Maher has to pick and choose amongst all of the chicken shit, bullshit, and horse shit coming out of the left wing. Everything they say is a lie. Nothing they do makes any sense. Nothing. Killing the pipeline for oil. How does that help the working man? Keeping the border open so that we're flooded with immigrants. How does that help the working man? It doesn't. You see, it's continuing to be a ruse, but it's such a bad ruse. The ruse being that Democrats are for the working man. I haven't seen a Democrat for the working man in my entire stinking life. Nope, haven't. They always said they were. They don't even say it anymore. Why the fuck would anyone be a Democrat? They don't say anything anymore except get abortions, chop your dick off, open the border, and carbon is bad. There, I just said the entire Democrat platform. here we are. So get your questions down below if you will. We are going to continue on this, folks. Full of crap. I should change the name from Thursday to Democrats. and here's some more. You guys know who Sam Bankman-Fried is, right? Sam Bankman-Fried. He's the 30-ish-year-old guy. He still got zits on his face. He's popping. This is the guy that took billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. He's the second largest donor to the Democrat Party, only second to none other than George Stinkin' Soros. When this guy's in prison now, or should be, I think he was released so he could go live in his mommy's basement, right? The defense argument is that he has the constitutional right to talk. He has free speech. Well, the prosecutor says, look, free speech doesn't include witness tampering. Witness tampering is not constitutionally protected speech. That's the quote. That's how idiotic these people are. That's how full of shit Democrats are. I'm actually surprised they're even prosecuting Sam Bankman-Fried. Why don't they just let him go and say, oh, we had a mistrial. Yeah. The grand jury said no. Everything's fine here. Nothing to see. Folks, everything is constitutionally protected speech for Democrats. I'm surprised. You know what that tells me about Sam Bankman-Fried? That he is a scapegoat. He's a sacrificial, stinking goat. And he was just used for this purpose. He wasn't an insider. He wasn't one of their team. He was just a tool, another tool, period. And he was used and spit out. Folks, think about it. Trump isn't allowed to speak at all if the Democrats have their way. Every time a judge gets an opportunity, they silence Trump. You're not allowed to talk about this part of the case or that part or the other part. In fact, you should just kill yourself, Trump. Right? That comes from the bench. But for the Democrats arguing for Democrats, they'll say, hey, he has a right to talk. It's his First Amendment. It's funny how the Democrats want to destroy the First Amendment, but then use it for defending their own thoughts, actions, and deeds. Well, First Amendment's free speech, means we can threaten Supreme Court justices. It's our First Amendment right to stand outside their house. No, it's not, actually. There are some exceptions, and standing outside a Supreme Court judge's house and screaming and yelling and threatening their family is not constitutionally protected free speech. In fact, I think standing outside anyone's house and screaming and yelling like an idiot is not constitutionally protected free speech. Thank God I live in a bunker. You can stand up there all day long and scream and yell and shout, and I couldn't give a shit. Couldn't give two shakes of a lamb's tail. Folks, that's the world we live in now. Absolutely shocking world. What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind? What are you watching? Right? What are you watching? Now, it's popped out today. It's become obvious with all of the evidence that's been released. It's either been slipped out, it's leaked out, or it's just been paraded in front of us. This Hunter Biden evidence. Well, we've got evidence, folks, that Merrick Garland, right, garlic butt himself, was pressured to indict President Trump by none other than Joe Biden himself. And it's funny, Biden is on yet another vacation. He's been in office 2.5 years, and he's, I think, literally been on vacation for 1 year now. That's incredible. Oh my gosh. Sir, face a sneeze. Trump is destroying Joe Biden in the polls again. He destroyed him in 2020. Trump filled super stadiums full of supporters. Joe Biden couldn't get 100. So he divided his crowd space up into 6-foot circles. which is absolutely fucking stupid. It looks stupid. It looked like they were pandering to fear. Anyways, once again, Trump is a superior political rival to this Biden creep. And rather than try and engage in debate, he is politically going after the president. It's not just an impeachable offense, in my opinion. It's criminal. It's absolutely criminal. Think about it. If you went to run for office and somebody had a policeman arrest you and a district attorney charge you with crimes that you didn't commit, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on? But the person with the power to call the police and have the district attorney try you, guess what? They are more powerful in that regard. And that's what Joe Biden has, the Department of Justice on his side. So he can do whatever he wants. He can do no wrong. He can do no wrong. In fact, the claim is now that Jack Smith, I mean, what a name, Jack Smith. What a jackass. Jack Smith is violating the law, has violated the law procedurally and legally several times, and he should be prosecuted. Someone said, I think it was even Alan Dershowitz, who used to be a left-wing lunatic attorney. He's one of the attorneys that defended O.J. Simpson. He's still around. He says they could prosecute Jack Smith. And I say they should. But folks, it has hit the fan, and guess what? There's no one going to do that. Because there is no honesty. There is no integrity in Washington, D.C. Not within the Democrat Party, not within the bureaucracy, no, nowhere. Folks, the closest thing the Democrats have to integrity is Bill Maher. Seriously. I mean, when you compare Washington, D.C. to Russia, the Kremlin, which is more contemptuous? Which is more dishonest? Which is more full of shit? To use Bill Maher's statement. Well, a Kremlin spokesman came out today and he released a public statement. And he said this, quote, Western journalists live in a state of military censorship. That's the pot calling the kettle black, folks. It's really, really, really bad when Russia makes a statement like that and it's true. Whether or not Russia is full of a bunch of thugs, if it's got its own problems with media and free speech, they don't have within their set of rules, guidelines, government regulations, or constitution, if they even have one, anything resembling the First Amendment. We have an ironclad, bulletproof, in your face set of rules that says the government shall not, right? Free speech, First Amendment. Freedom of self-defense and defending the country, Second Amendment. And our government is continuously trying to steal our rights and fuck with us. So it is a black eye to Joe Biden, Washington, D.C., the bureaucracy, the Democrat Party, to try and mess with our country, right? And yeah, journalism. I love how the Kremlin spokesman calls it journalists and journalism. You call what comes out of the New York Times or the Washington Post, the WAPO, you call that journalism? It's not even remotely journalism. It's political propaganda, sprinkled with truth and a lot of horse shit. CNN, Fox News, folks, Fox has taken such a dive since they fired Tucker Carlson. Such a dive that only 1/3 of the viewers even trust them anymore. Isn't that funny? It's not that they lost Tucker, it's how they did it. And that became the light, the light of truth was shown on that. That the reason Tucker was fired, at least this is the claim, is because he had an interview with former Washington, D.C. chief of police, who was chief of police during the J6 riots, the J6 police attack. How many things live in infamy, folks? January 6th will be one of them. It was when I was a kid growing up and as a young adult. It was the Kent State shootings where National Guardsmen killed students who were protesting. That has lived in infamy ever since then. Marching like jackbooted thugs, shoulder to shoulder, weapons at the hip, aiming forward, firing at kids, firing at students. What do you think January 6th was? How many times do they have to not show the footage of the cop punching the woman in the face, killing Roseanne Boylan, shooting Ashley Babbitt, killing her? How many times do we have to see footage of the man thrown off the upper balcony by police? How many times do we have to see footage of cops letting people in, inviting them in, escorting them through, showing them which way to walk? And yet these people are being thrown in prison. We had people die, no problem. Journalism is dead. All it is propaganda now. That's it. What do you think? What do you think of journalism or the news today? That's why I can't do the news. Because I don't do news the way they do, right? I give you my opinion. I throw in some satire. I sprinkle it on there. I give you what I call my truth, and you can decide if you want to adopt it or modify it, ignore it, throw it out the window, or put it on a shelf and go, that's some stuff there. Tell you what, one heck of a world we live in. Are you prepared? Are you prepared? I hope you are. Right? Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, and your means of self-defense. If you're not prepared, get prepared. If you need food or any of the other preparation items, you go to thepreparedmind.club. That's it, right? That's what we need, folks. More of that. More of that. Now I'm going to give you some good news. I am Mr. Good News. And I want to lead off with our good buddy, Beto.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore. Hell yes, hell yes, hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15. Hell yes, your AK-47. Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15.
Oh, hell no!
Hell yes.
That's right, folks. Well, a federal court, or rather a federal appeals court, shot down, smacked down, beat down, bitch slapped Biden's pistol brace crackdown. I think crack is an appropriate term because of Hunter Biden. Well, the BATF, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, they decided they were going to, interpret a law to mean whatever it is they wanted to say. And they said pistol braces are illegal. According to them, they're illegal. We're going to ban them. Well, it's been ruled against. This federal appeals court ruled that the Biden administration, that the ATF, saying stabilizing braces, pistol braces, is illegal. It is unconstitutional. And they sent the case on it back down to a judge to think about it. And I love this. How can one court tell another, now look, young man, look, you dimwit, get this right? I know that's what they're doing. If they didn't do that, it would have gone to the Supreme Court. I don't know if this federal appeals court just wanted to keep another easily solvable, easily answerable, easily understood and shot down. They don't want it to go to the Supreme Court because those are easy wins. I don't think this federal appeals court loves the Second Amendment. I think they don't want to give the Second Amendment, me and you, another victory, another feather in our hat. Now, stabilizing braces or pistol braces, according to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearm, and Explosives, quote, provides surface area that allows the weapon to be fired from the shoulder. Oh, really? It can be fired from the shoulder. That's interesting. A pistol being fired from the shoulder is bad, right? It's unbelievable, right? They reclassified in January firearms with pistol braces or stabilizing braces as rifles. And so they wanted to impose strict regulations, strict restrictions. It makes no sense to me because you can go out and buy a rifle at age 18. You can't buy a pistol or handgun until you're 21. It used to be when I grew up that handguns were the most dangerous. They needed to be regulated more heavily, more strictly, right? The government needed to have issue permits for those. That's what they wanted to do. It used to be that handguns were the most dangerous because they were easy to conceal, whereas a shotgun or a rifle is not. But now rifles are bad. This is just a convenient way to try and restrict ownership of guns of any type. I'm actually surprised we aren't having more trouble with the Second Amendment. Because I look back when I first started paying attention to handguns and rifles. I was in 8th grade, so 1984. 40 fucking years ago, they were doing this. This is incredible. Am I that fucking old? 40 years ago, I woke up and thought, why are these people coming after us? I was at a store and I picked up a rifle magazine. I swear it was American Rifleman. Maybe I'm incorrect. Off the shelf. Back when stores, even mini marts, had magazine racks. They had more than Penthouse and Playboy. They had, let's see, motorcycle magazines, guns, cars, everything. And there was an article in there talking about, gun control and the government wanting to take our guns and people going out and burying them. Well, I think you and I are learning, and I hope you're paying attention to current events. If it's so bad that you need to bury a handgun, a shotgun, a rifle, if it's that bad, what do you think is coming? Once they outlaw guns, folks, they come with handcuffs. Once they outlaw guns, weapons, they put leg irons in train cars. You think they're going to put you on a plane in first class to send you off to a concentration camp? I don't think so. They're going to put you on a frickin' train. They'll put you in a literal cattle car and tow you with a semi-truck. That's what's going to happen. That's what they have in mind for us. I don't think I'm going to allow that. So I don't think I'm going to allow them to say your guns are illegal. All of mine are perfectly legal. Right now, at this very moment, they're sitting there committing no crime, unlike people who are in this country unlawfully. They've committed a crime. Unlike Sam Bankman-Fried, who is practically free. Hunter Biden is free. Hillary Clinton, oh, she's free. Barack Obama, who, by the way, the suspicious nature of his chef's death hasn't gone away. Yeah, Barack Obama. Barry Soetoro Obama, he's free. Interesting, huh? Interesting. And it's popped out today, folks. Devin Archer, who showed up in Washington to shit all over the Biden family, turns out he was given full immunity by the Department of Justice. That's quite fascinating. Why does he need full immunity? Well, typically full immunity is granted if you're going to be a witness to the state, a witness for the state. So why is it that Hunter has received a piece of cake? No problem, buddy, sweetheart of a deal. I'm sure that Joe Biden has pardoned his son, whom he loves, no doubt, who he thinks is the smartest guy alive. Smartest man Biden has ever met is his son, Hunter. Well, it just goes to show you how stupid the Democrats are that Biden hangs out with. Unbelievable. Well, we're getting close to your turn to speak. Have you got your question down below? Have you thought about what's bothering you and you want to share it with others? Well, I strongly recommend you do that. This is your chance. Folks, the First Amendment is alive and well here. All you got to do Monday through Friday on the Prepared Mind is, well, be a paying member and either show up live or even email your question into Jolene. Now, to continue with my rant, in California, they've got a rule. If someone wants to steal shit in your store, whether it's a department store or a grocery store or even a convenience store, you just let them do it. The police in California are not going to arrest people for shoplifting. So why even bother? Why bother having a store? I love it. California, hasta mañana. Now, what's interesting is even the area I lived at, in extreme Northern California, and this was when I was there 3 years ago and even 6 years ago, they had this rule. Well, at a 7-Eleven recently, the workers there decided they've had enough of this rule in California. And I say good for them. They beat the shit out of a man who was not only stealing, he got behind the counter and decided he was going to steal cigarettes and vapes, whatever he could get his hands on, and throw them into a bag, a garbage bag, whatever the hell. It was either a garbage bag or a garbage can. And he's also decided he's going to talk tough, act like a big tough thug, threatening to shoot the 7-Eleven workers. Can you think of a more fucking relaxed, chill group of people than people that work at 7-Eleven, right? Have a very good day. Right? They work their asses off sitting there. What do they have? Like 48-hour shifts where they just sit there and drink coffee and they're like, oh shit, man. They do. They work their asses off. They put in the hours. But these 7-Eleven workers, folks, they said that's enough of this shit. And they beat the hell out of this guy who was just being an outrageous dick, shoplifting in front of them, threatening to shoot him, and that was it. Customer was saying, just let him go, man. Don't worry about it. And the 7-Eleven workers finally said, no, enough. Just enough. And one guy, he picked up a stick and just fucking thumped this dude, waylaid him. That is the state of the country that the Democrats want us to be in. Not just California, not just Chicago, not just New York City. They want the whole country to be a third world shithole where the homeless, where the criminal, where the mentally deranged can do whatever they want and nobody can lift a finger. That's what they want. Do you doubt me? Do you doubt that? I don't think you should, because this is what I see. Now, where I'm at now in the South, there is none of that. And over in Florida, there's none of that. Not when I'm down there. The police, nah, not happening. Sheriffs, nope, not happening. You're not allowed to steal shit. The moment I see that, I would probably be stopping it. Some guy running around with a big garbage bag just throwing shit in there, talking a bunch of trash. Sounds like a dangerous felon to me who's committing, well, not a felony, but a misdemeanor. That's just it. If you're not going to punish people for misdemeanors, if you're not even going to stop them for misdemeanors, well, hell, what else can they get away with? Like petulant children, these mentally deranged, violent lunatics on drugs oftentimes who think they can get away with this. They're just like petulant children. Unless somebody tells them no, they're going to keep doing it and getting more and more and more aggressive. In fact, that happened. That happened. Right? A woman was smacked and knocked out. I think she was in San Francisco. So to make the case, folks, it's right here in front of me. Right here in front of me. Where is it? Trump's attorneys are out there going nuts. In Portland, it wasn't San Francisco. Oh, forgive me, San Francisco, you shithole. I should have talked about the shithole called Portland. Woman was knocked out by a homeless man. She's just walking down the street, knocked out by a homeless man. So what does the lady do? Well, she went after the city's Democratic leadership, which isn't leading, and the police because they're not responding. That's the world that we live in now, folks. People said, John, you're just doing a bunch of fear mongering. There's nothing wrong. Really, get clubbed in the head. See how you like it. It's not the freaking movies. You get hit in the head. It hurts. You bleed. Ouch. Let's do this. I think it's time for the inner circle. We're back. You bet. Let's do it. What do you guys want to talk about? What's on your mind? Jolene is here. Uman's here. And Orlando is here. He's got a statement. Folks, you can ask a question. You can talk about history. You can predict the future. You can have a statement. It can be international. It can be domestic. It's your show now in the inner circle. So Orlando says this. There's an article about the CBDC, which has the word programmable in it. Digital money will act like coupons. The quote is, digital cash could be programmed to ensure it is only spent on essentials or goods which an employer or government deems to be sensible. Well. How about that? Now, of course, they're going to roll it out. You know, let's see. In one town, I think it's in California, they want to give trans people special CBDC, cryptocurrency from the government, because, you know, they need extra money because, well, they're trans. So they're going to roll it out as a type of welfare. And folks, years ago, they tried this in Stockton, California, and I'm sure they've tried it in other places, giving people money. They called it Universal Basic Income, UBI. They've been talking about it for years. In fact, not the Federal Reserve, but the World Banking System. The World Banking System has mandated that all central banks around the world, if it wants to be part of their system, are required to have a working CBDC, central bank digital currency, in place. I think for 2024 or maybe 2025, but that needs to be in place and working. Now, here's the deal. It is programmable. Well, so you take a credit card and you look at it, it's got that little chip on it. Okay, now we know what we're talking about. Well, an EBT card, right? A welfare card can't be used to buy certain items. It's supposed to be for welfare, right? So the CBDC is going to be the same sort of thing. It's going to be trackable because it'll pull money from your account. And business has to be able to say, this is what they bought. This is what they bought, you know, stuff that they say you can buy. Now, the Bank of International Settlements, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, they want to tell everyone what they can and can't buy. Now, what happens, folks, if they have both regular currency, paper money, and crypto bank CBDCs, right? Well, they're going to leave both in play and get everyone used to using the crypto CBDC. And then they can just make the other money disappear. And now everyone is only using central bank digital currencies. Now, guess what? Your account only has their money in it. And because it's their money and not your money, they can tell you what you can and can't spend it on. Now they're controlling people's ability to buy what they want. Well, there's no law against ammunition, but you just can't buy it. There's no law against handguns, even handguns with pistol braces, but you just can't buy it. You can't buy what you want steak, you can't buy it. Go down to that aisle and get some spider butts or some cockroach cocks or some, you name it, cockroach clusters, fucking cricket legs. That's what they want you to eat, and that's all your money will be able to buy. Now, of course, never fear if you're super rich you'll always be able to buy what you want. That's right, folks. There's always exceptions to the rules. Just ask the Biden family. You betcha. Now, CBDC, central bank digital currency. You want to go for a ride? No, you've been taking too many rides lately. Been using too much gas. You can't buy any more gas. They can control what you buy, what you eat, where you go. How about this? You've said too much. The computer systems, all the surveillance have recognized your voice, facial recognition, and heard words that have been uttered either by you or people you're around. And they've decided that, well, you're always around this Fred guy, and you're always around this Mary girl. You're always around George, and you're always around Margaret. Well, they're way too loud, obnoxious, and they criticize the government too much, and they criticize the bank too much. They just do too much criticizing, so we're going to have to put a hold on your card, punish you for a little bit, as long as they want. It's not your money, it's theirs. It's crypto crap. CBDC, central bank digital currency. Uman couldn't resist. He says, would that CBDC be a special transaction? You bet. It is a transaction. And the trans folks, special people, people who are of a special protected class. I didn't know that America, land of the free, home of the brave, where equality and justice are for all, had special classes of people. Well, they do. They do. Get used to it, folks. Get used to it. You're not going to be allowed to criticize your masters. But what's funny, though, is at this moment, you and I have that ability, and we better start using it and demanding it be respected. Not what I say doesn't have to be respected. Nobody has to listen to me at all. You guys could walk the fuck away. But you ought to be able to criticize as much as you want. Unlike that young religious boy who is protesting outside of an abortion clinic. He was reading from the Bible and used a bullhorn. The police walked up, did not give him a warning, and just arrested him because he was using an amplification device, and they claimed that was against the law and just arrested him. He asked them what they were doing, and they said, now we're charging you with resisting arrest. Asking cops what they're doing and why they're doing it is now resisting arrest. Welcome to Nazi Germany, folks. Now, you ought to be able to criticize anyone, especially the government. Especially the government. Well, you guys know and remember who Eric Swallowswell is, right? That's right. Well, he was at his own town hall event. That's right. He's holding a town hall event hosted by Eric Swallowswell, Democrat congressman, pile of dung from California. And someone from the crowd heckled him. Where's Fang Fang? That person has now had their CBDCs locked down. I wonder how much they're going to lock me down and go, well, John, you have quite a debt. You've been talking shit for years. Let's see, your CBDCs are going to go on your account, but you don't have access until the year 2070. You'll be 100 years old. Anyways, Fang Fang, folks, was the Chinese spy that allegedly Eric Swallowswell was having a sexual affair with while he was married. That's it, folks. There's your Democrat Party. But it's funny, yeah, he got heckled. Where's Fang Fang? Get out there and make some noise. Embarrass these fucking people. Don't hurt them. Don't threaten them. Don't impede them. Don't violate their rights. But, folks, when you're a public, you're out in the public, you're part of the public world like Eric Swallowswell is, he needs to be given. He needs to be given quite quite an earful. All right, let's move on if we shall. And the rest of the world needs to wake up, and your shouting is going to do it. Just be careful if you're going to use a bullhorn. You know how those things are. All right, Jolene. Ooh, man. Jolene says this. Hey, Silver Eagle checks in. And you'll notice when Jolene puts a question up, it's because somebody probably emailed it in, sent a message in, and this is how they get to be on the air. If you're part of the preparedmind.club or subscribestar.com, it's two different ways you can be a premium member. Cost the same, $2 to have 2 ways, and you can get your questions in. So Silver Eagle 78 says this. I'll take truth over any lie. I believe we have all been lied to all our lives. And I'll tell you what, Silver Eagle, I agree with you 100%. We've been lied to about everything, from JFK assassination to who Abraham Lincoln really was, to what the Federal Reserve was and who wanted it and why, to the moon landings and indeed the nature of the universe at large. They lie to us. So let us continue. As Silver Eagle 78 says, may we meet in peace and stand together in strength. God bless in Jesus' name. There it is. Amen. Thank you much, Silver Eagle. Yeah, I would rather live with uncomfortable truths. I would rather live with, well, how does that go, man? I would rather live with limited safety or a dangerous world than to be offered guaranteed safety with chains on my neck and my wrist and my legs. There's probably a better way to say that. I just can't remember what it is. But still, right? I prefer a dangerous freedom than a secure slavery. I just think I hit it. Did I hit that one pretty good? There it is. Okay. Wow. It's amazing what rattles around in here all day long. It'll come out every now and then. So the truth. Here's some truth for you that I think we all deserve to hear. There's a former prosecutor. He was a prosecutor. Now he's a former prosecutor. He wasn't just a little prosecutor. He was a prosecutor general. That's a pretty high-ranking prosecutor from Ukraine. Aren't we supposed to believe Ukrainians, folks? Aren't they supposed to be the epitome and epitome of goodness and what we should all aspire to be like, the Ukrainians? How could we argue with or say any Ukrainian was a bad guy? Well, a Ukrainian prosecutor general named Viktor Shokin. Well, he's a former Ukrainian prosecutor general. He's got some information. When is Congress going to call him to come and testify why it is that Viktor Shokin stopped investigating Hunter Biden? Perhaps the Congressional Oversight Committee should invite Ukrainian former prosecutor general Viktor Shokin. They could ask politely. He doesn't have to come over here to America, but they could ask politely, and Viktor Shokin could just say, yeah, I'll show up. The question is, if they actually invited him over and he actually agreed, would the Biden administration stop him at the airport when he arrived and said, no, you can't come here. You're an illegal alien. You're an unlawful alien. You're not allowed to come in our country. Right? And if he made it to America, Viktor Shokin, who was told, you will stop investigating Hunter Biden. This is what words out of Joe Biden's own mouth, that he was withholding money from Ukraine until Viktor Shokin quit investigating his son. But if he made it here, would the House Congressional Oversight Committee, would they ask hard questions? And would they allow Viktor Shokin to provide real answers that you and I, as the public, could hear? And let's just say that he was allowed to speak, that his testimony was damning. Would McCarthy and the Republicans actually impeach the traitor in chief? Do you think they would, or do you think they would not? That they'd be like, yeah, we'll investigate that more later. No worries. Incredible, folks. Incredible. let's do this. Let's see what you guys want to talk about. We still got time left. Let's got your questions down below. Uman steps up and says, hey, they charged Trump with everything. Well, except insurrection. See, that word insurrection, they just threw around. They're actually using laws that were written back in the 1800s that aren't used anymore. To try and prosecute Trump. They're throwing everything they can at him except, well, facts. Jack Smith, the prosecuting jackass, this guy needs to be disbarred. He needs to be tried for his crimes, violating the law, violating the rights of others. And wouldn't that set a great example? We need to set a great example. Trump has done nothing wrong as far as most people can see. All they keep hearing is, well, he's broken the law. He's broken the law. But when you look at what they've done, okay, show me the insurrection. Show me where he is. It would be out there for all to see and hear, because Trump was in front of everybody on January 6th for everyone to see and hear. And he was not calling for insurrection. He was calling for peace and for people to calm down. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And if you want crazy, folks, why don't you just, if we want a socialist country with protected classes of people, where racial division and race baiting is supreme, why don't Democrats move to South Africa? Are they racist? Well, in South Africa, folks, the racial wars are really heating up. Elon Musk, who is South African, has said, quote, they are openly pushing for genocide of white people in South Africa. Just the other day, one of their radical protected class of race baiting, violence encouraging people said, kill the Boer, right? That's the white people. So one day after that, a 79-year-old farmer was captured, tortured, and murdered. That's what is going to happen, folks, because the left justifies that. They justify all of their crime. They want race wars. They want gender wars. They want wars against morality. They want wars between the true genders. They want wars between the races. It's all part of their master plan. I don't consider it really a great master plan, but it's a master plan nonetheless. Right. Crazy stuff. Okay. Who wants to step up next? Who's got something for me? Charles Gentry steps in. He says, as long as my heart beats, I am a threat to my enemies. Understand, Charles, that is exactly true. 100%. 100%. Right? You're a threat to your enemies. All you have to do is be alive. But a bigger threat is one that speaks truth, points out facts, leads people to the same so that they can be exposed to the light, right? And it feels good to be right, to understand that what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're seeing is a clear understanding of fact versus living in the fog of propaganda. And you have to decide for yourself, am I telling you the truth or not? Is Uman telling you the truth or not? Is Name Redacted telling you the truth or not? Is Jolene telling you the truth or not? It's we have to decide. You look at the facts. You look around. In a lot of cases, folks, I allow other people to go, oh, that's bullshit. Right? And I'll go, I'll just trust him and take his word instead of reading a 5-page book coming from a liar like Dr. Fauci. Right? I know that anytime he says something, it's a lie. And I'll let other people read his work and go, yep, right, I'll take their word up for that. Other people, when they say something, I don't believe them at all. When Alan Dershowitz, lawyer for O.J. Simpson, starts defending Trump, I question what he's saying because I don't trust him. But typically, he's speaking very accurately. And it's like, okay, but I have to read it. Double check everything, folks. Think for yourselves, please. Right? Please do that. What do you guys think of what's going on in Israel? What do you think? You know what's going on in Israel? Have you been following it? How about what's going on in Niger? Have you been following it? Have you been following what's going on in Iran? It's interesting, isn't it? How much stuff is going on around the world. It's so hard to keep track of it all. Right? It's hard to keep track of what's going on in our country, in our state, in our own town, in the lives of our family members. The enemy counts on all of this. They truly do. If for a lot of people, it's easier just to succumb to propaganda, to believe it, because then they don't have to work at it. It's hard work being free. There's nothing free about it. It's hard work to get the truth because you have to test it to see if it is true or not. It is a dangerous and difficult world to deal with things. Let's do this. We got some more questions from you guys. I want to get to them. What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind? Jolene. Well, no, it's True Man. I'm sorry, Ooman. Ooman the True Man says, trust no one, not even us. Look at all the information from all sources and make up your own minds. That's great advice, and I appreciate it coming from anyone, and especially from Ooman. And we have our private conversations where we do more than just decide what color shirt to wear for the day. But, you know, we talk about it, you know. You ought to be able to discuss with people your opinion without them just screaming at you, you know, you're a this and you're a that because you don't agree with them. But that's the world we live in now. People are that upset with others, that concerned about it. All right, let's move on to the next one. We're down. Yeah, we're within the 10-minute timer. It's counting down. Jason Walker, welcome to the show. He says, John, I believe part of the reason for the illegals flooding across the border is to bring on famine quicker. Yes, the answer is yes, yes, and yes. It is to bring on famine or food shortages quicker, like locusts. People that are here that are not producing, but rather just taking. They take their toll on everything. Food, water, shelter. Sounding familiar? Right? What are these people going to eat? Where are they going to get their water? Where are they going to sleep? Your money, your tax money, is being used to take care of them. And if it's not your money, it's the government's money. Well, where the fuck is the government getting it from? Oh, that's right. They loan it to themselves for nothing, for free. And they charge us for it. So we pay either up front or down the line. That too, folks, has to come to an end. It cannot be sustained. Right? Printing money in debt with no value is literally a monetary lie. It's a lie that cannot last. It's a lie that can't last. It debases, it devalues the currency. That's called inflation, folks. When the currency or what most people call money buys less, that's because of inflation. Okay, let's move on if we shall. What do we got? Who's up next? We got Ooman. He says, how the heck am I going to convert $1 billion to something tangible when I win the Mega Millions Friday night? Ooman, you got to come on the show here. Come on, step right up. We got to talk about this Mega Million. If I win the $1.2 billion, can I be president?
I don't know. I think it will cost a little more than that. I really don't have any desire to do that.
To be president?
Nope.
Yeah, see, I should run for president again.
Yep.
Yeah.
We already got the campaign headquarters scoped out, so.
Oh, do you? Okay, terrific. Where's it at?
No, it was on our last trip, or two trips ago.
Oh, down
Remember?
in Fort Myers?
It was a little further north in Florida, I believe.
What's that?
I believe that was a little bit further north in Florida on the earlier trips. I think that was the the first or second time I kidnapped you.
Up there in Central Florida. Yes, I'm with you now.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's see, if you buy tickets for the lottery, isn't there like a multiplier too?
I guess I never get that. If it goes over 500 million, I'll buy a ticket.
Right,
and I won't buy more than one because my odds are essentially the same.
Yeah,
1 in 300 million. Yeah, 1 in 300 and some odd million versus 2 in 300 million, or 100 and 100 million, or 300 million is pretty much the same thing. So,
I mean, to play the lotto more than 5 times, you're going to run out of numbers. You're going to get bored just filling in circles. It's just not a way to. That should not be your retirement financial plan. Spending money on lottery tickets. I think but the point I guess I wanted to make by having you come on is say this. You know what? Are your odds better of winning a lot of money on lottery and retiring than leaving your money in the bank and converting it into CBDCs and then hoping that inflation doesn't just chew your money up?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a pretty scary thought with that whole CBDC thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would do whatever I could to take it out of banks as quickly as I can. If I had to buy 1,000 acres in downtown some big city in Florida, then I would do that and just have all that property.
I tell you what, man, if you made $10,000 a month, if you were that guy, and inflation was 10%, that's $1,000 that you would lose per paycheck every year.
Yep. And that would naturally
shouldn't you play 1,000 lotto tickets then? to counteract,
because that money is going to be worthless if I put it in the bank in a year.
That's what I'm saying, man. You may as well take your shit and just throw it into the lotto and play it.
Oh God! See what would happen if I won the lotto is that it would come up, and next morning you would see 1,000 people match the same number. It's incredible.
I was just thinking that it would come up and I would have like 30 children I didn't know about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, can you imagine all the friends you haven't talked to in 50 years that would like find you and start saying, "Hey, buddy, remember me?"
Oh man. Yeah, I can imagine.
I think it would be a blessing and a curse, because everyone you ever ran into in your life would be crawling out from under the woodwork.
I would have to go back to the RMZ. I would have to at that point. I would have to, but you know what I would hear at night? I'd be like, "Who is it?" It'd be that fucking chicken. He's like, "Hey man, remember me?" Bark, bark, bark.
Didn't you choke that chicken?
No, I didn't. No, I would have choked that chicken if I ever got my hands on him. That freaking chicken was a terrorist. All right, let's wrap up these last couple questions that we've got. Jolene, what do we got in there? What's happening? We got Silver Eagle again. He says, "I came into this world bloody kicking and screaming. I'll leave this world bloody kicking and screaming. Fuck Joe Biden. You're doing great. Keep up the fire. Thank you." And to the team. The team is all of us. I love it. It's like Team Prepared Mind, Team America, Team Patriotism. I love it. Thank you, Silver Eagle. I really appreciate it. And we're going to call it to an end to the show, Mr. Uman. Let's do that.
All right.
Tomorrow is Friday. Am I correct? I know some weeks I'm just fried.
Free for all Friday again.
Tomorrow's Friday. So I'll do Zero Dark 30. I'll do the Friday free for all, and then I'll take a day off. I think I'm gonna do one of those aquatic adventures, and then come back Sunday for Sunday Night Live. It cool. Takes. I know a number of you guys go to the Aquatic Adventures with John channel, and I share what happens in my training and fun, and it's kind of interesting. I'm enjoying it. I'm already doing the exercise, the training, the getting out in the sun, the getting my ass kicked, you know, running from fucking alligators, having boa constrictors fall out of trees on my head. It's fun.
Isn't it amazing though how long it takes to put those damn videos together?
Yeah, yeah. It's what I used to do with the Prepared Mind before we started doing these live. It was a lot more work, if you will, to edit videos and put them together. But you know what the hell? Wait till you see the next one that comes out. It'll come out Saturday. I'll release it. I'm just gonna every week have a little more technical stuff rolled into it, and I'm just kind of building it and learning what people want to see. You know, it's fun though.
I think they wanted to see you in Speedos.
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Anyways, yeah, I sure hope it. I don't want it to happen. That's not pretty. Anyways, yeah. But thank you, man, for encouraging that as well.
All right. Well, hey, guys, keep it real and stay mentally tough. We'll see you guys on at the zoo.
Take it from the Prepared man.
And the aquatic syndicate.
Yeah, the aquatic syndicate. There it is. All right. I'll see you later.
All right, guys.
Semper Fi. God bless America.